From every strand on the line of your reel, to the rods, to the anglers, to the lures on the end of your hook, let's talk about those big bass here on Co-Angler's Corner with your hosts, Rob Welch and John Stoudinger.
Good evening, everybody. I'm John.
How y'all are? Cajun Rob here hanging out with you.
Do we have a show for you tonight? It's something that hardly any fishing people talk about, is fitness, food, and exercise, and that can help you prolong your career. And we have Leah Archibald. She's a fitness enthusiast and certified personal trainer. She pursued certifications from the National Academy of Sports Medicine, including certified personal trainer and certified nutritional coach, and something else that she's going to be having in the near future. And I'll let her explain that. We'll get her on here and have her talk a little bit about herself.
Absolutely.
Good evening.
Hi, Leah Archibald, for everyone that doesn't know me.
All right. If you don't mind giving us let me switch that over. Telling people a little bit about yourself. And
all right. Well, I'm a mom of 3. I'm not in my 20s anymore. Let's just say that. I've been into sports my entire life. I was an elite gymnast when I was younger. So I've always had a knack for sports, and I have had 3 children. Kind of let myself go a little bit there, and then got back into it, and really started to enjoy it. I started going to the gym. Had no idea what I was doing, like most people do. You start in January, your New Year's resolution, and then a month later you quit because you're not seeing results and you have no clue what the hell you're doing. So that was me for a couple of years. And then suddenly I just was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm getting older, and it's important to stay in shape. And I already told my husband, I am not going to grow old gracefully. So working out is key. So, like I said, I started working out at the gym. I got okay results within the 2 years. And then I actually started working out at home. And I started learning from YouTube videos from personal trainers on there. And I never understood things like having great form and muscle memory and, nutrition and all these certain things that you're supposed to learn. Because most people think, okay, I'm going to lose weight. I'm just going to do straight cardio and that's it. Or, I only want to lose belly fat, so I'm only going to do my core, which isn't how it works. It's nothing like people think it works. You could be lifting 100 pounds, but if you don't have the right form, you're wasting your time. So with me, after learning from these women for a couple of years, I got super interested in getting my certification. I did tons and tons of research because I wasn't going to go with some Joe Schmo, training facility. So I looked up pretty much the top one, and it was the National Academy of Sports Medicine. Right now, they're actually the number 1 in the country. To this, I think as of last year, there's only 72,000 CPTs certified in the country through them. Also, the other part that I'm going for is my metabolic nutrition, and I also want to go for my sports nutrition as well. And then probably a couple more. I'm probably always going to want to get more certifications for this. I am CPR, AED certified as well. AED is the defibrillator. And yeah, I absolutely love it. I have a massive passion for fitness, which most people don't. I'm the weirdo that works out 6 days a week for 2 hours a day. But the wonderful thing is I can pass down what my knowledge to my 3 children, because I want them to be healthy and to learn the right ways to eat and work out and take care of themselves. And, my 2 littlest ones especially are extreme little sports nuts. My oldest right now is learning from me, trying to get into shape and do the right thing for herself. She's 14. And And now I got to work on my husband, make sure he gets his butt to the gym because he can't work out at home.
Yeah, I'm with David, because I don't go to the gym.
He just doesn't have the time. With 3 kids working, all that. He wants to, and one thing we'll talk about is muscle memory. Muscle memory is basically if you've been in shape in the past, within the past, let's say 5 years, it comes back to you pretty quickly. For instance, I had unexpected appendicitis in August, actually 2 days before my wedding anniversary, figures. And I had my appendix out and I was unable to work out for 6 weeks. So, of course, every day I'm complaining to Dave, I'm getting fat, I'm losing my muscle tone, this and that. And he's, rolling his eyes. And, within 2 weeks, I was back to where I was because muscle memory is an amazing thing. Once it's there and it doesn't go away. The longer you stay away from it, the longer it'll take to get back. But muscle memory is an incredible thing that's in your body.
Yes. For those of you who've watched this show several times, know I have a particular set of snacks that I bring with me, and I was kind of crushed. I was kind of crushed when Leah told me that wasn't a healthy snack. But no, and yes, no, but on a serious note, can you go over what would be good for fishermen being on a boat? They don't have the protein. Okay.
Protein is huge because, anything like you were joking around with cookies. So cookies, as an example, tons and tons of sugar. So you eat them and you get a high and then you get a major crash. And I've seen, obviously through my husband, these amazing, long, crazy bass tournaments where you guys are out there from, my God, dawn to, 4 or 5 in the afternoon, nonstop going. So if you have a certain amount of sugar, you're going to crash. And you need that concentration constantly while you're fishing, So you want things like peanuts, nuts, fruits, fruits that are not too high in sugar. Let's make sure we're clear on that. Like grapes is very high in sugar, so eat that in moderation. Let me think. Protein bars, but again, you want to make sure sugar content's low, protein's high. Greek yogurts are excellent. Protein shakes. I was going to say, what else is there? So dry fruits, sunflower peanuts. Oh, peanut butter is a good one, like peanut butter sandwich. Wheat bread's always best. Cheese is another good one, surprisingly. Fills you up quickly. So things like that. You just kind of want to pay attention and keep the sugars low, keep the proteins high, and, you should be pretty good.
Okay, we have a couple of comments here. We're going to run through them real quick. Go ahead, Rob. I'll read them off.
All right.
Day trading, he was on here before we even started, said, let's go. And Al with the American Angler Outdoor Network says, good evening, everyone. And we are streaming live to the American Outdoor Network's American Angler Outdoor Network with the Co-Angler Corner channel. And then we have a clown in here. So David Archibald says, beef jerky?
Yes, beef jerky too. As long as it's not moldy.
Yeah.
And he knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I've opened the bag and saw that and I'm like, no. So yeah, I get you on that.
Yeah.
No, but like my entire snackeries, I'll call them.
Okay.
2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Okay.
Pepperoni.
Okay.
Swiss cheese. And dill pickles.
Okay.
And a dozen cookies.
Yeah. Okay. Dozen cookies.
Now, I do share them.
Crazy even on a cheat day. Maybe not a dozen, but 6 on a cheat day, not on a fishing day.
they're only like
At the
that big
end
around.
of the tournament. Oh my God, they're that big.
Yeah, they are.
Right. Okay, make that your treat for the end of the tournament after you've kicked butt, doing well. You can have it then.
There you go.
Yeah, that's usually
But
what I
definitely
do.
not during. Okay.
I offer it to my boater
I
first
hope-
thing in the morning.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my goodness.
That's terrible.
No, but fishermen, they don't have a lot of especially co-anglers, they don't have a lot of room to store stuff. What would be your go-to snacks for a tournament? Now, I know
Like
you've
my
been to
husband
David, so
said, yeah, I've always packed for him beef jerky. I've always given him they have like at the store a mix of peanuts, dried fruit, almonds, sunflower seeds, all kinds of little healthy things, raisins, things like that. Greek yogurts. I mean, he brings like this like little small bag and he shoves a bunch of stuff in it. Cliff Bars is another really good one. It has high protein and a lot of good vitamins in it, things like that. It's not, I wouldn't exactly say it's a meal replacement, but it's going to keep you going for a little while. But you definitely only want to have one of those because they are a little high on the calories as well. Like I told you guys earlier, I would bring on with you, even if you have a healthy breakfast is always good, like high protein eggs, turkey bacon, things like that is really, really good for breakfast. But I would love for like a nice fruit smoothie with a whey protein in it is really good, is really going to get you moving, concentrated for the rest of the day. I have one of those after almost every single one of my workouts. I do 8 ounces of almond milk, a bunch of different frozen fruits, my protein, and I put kale in it as well. And, mix it up, or my blender does it for me, and you bring it with you. And it takes, a good 45 minutes to finish it. And it keeps you going for a couple hours. And it's very filling as well. So I would definitely, have somebody do that. Again, if you're traveling too and you can't, have a blender, all that, you can go into the store. They do have the pre-made ones. You just want to make sure, again, it's not high in sugar, not high in all the sodium. And one huge no-no is something called aspartame. It's in Diet Coke. It's in Crystal Light, which you would think is good for you, but it's not. Aspartame, actually, right now, I think in this country, we're trying to ban it because a lot of the side effects are multiple sclerosis side effects. Like a lot of people have been misdiagnosed with multiple sclerosis because of aspartame. It actually affected me for about 6 to 8 months until I realized what it was. I didn't even know. And I realized it. And once I stopped it, all those weird symptoms went away. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Sucralose is all right, things like that. But aspartame, don't stay away from that stuff. It's cheaper. That's why a lot of brands use it.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Now, as for like beverages, I try to freeze the water and kind of let it melt off during the day. Is that pretty good?
That's good. Seltzer water is also excellent. Again, with the aspartame, a lot of the regular seltzer waters that are just specific seltzer water is fine. But if you go into Walmart, they have like these certain flavored ones. If you look on the back, they do have aspartame, so you want to be careful. Like Poland Spring or Stop and Shop brand, or any of your, wherever you are in the country, Publix or whatever, you will see just the regular sparkling water, black cherry, orange, plain, lemon lime, any of that. Those are excellent. Those are my personal favorite. Dave loves those. Also, they have what is it called? I have it in my cabinet. It's a little hydration booster as well. So if you're a little dehydrated for the night before, if you were stupid and went out drinking the night before, which you shouldn't, it gives you an extra boost of hydration and you can't taste it at all. Although they do have a couple of flavored ones if you're, into that you pour into just the water, and it gives you 3 times the hydration that a regular bottle of water would. So that's also a good option as well if you're low on hydration.
Good point.
All right. So you could make them up ahead of time and
Oh,
freeze
definitely.
them with ice cubes.
Oh, yeah. That's what I used to do when I was doing the Crystal Light. Stupid. But yeah, you can definitely pre-make it, put them in your fridge, take them with you, and you're good to go.
All right.
Actually, they even come in the little, I forget what it's called. I'm hoping Dave goes and grabs one for me. They're in my thing, but they're like little hydration things. They're little small ones. They're travel size. So even if you have a water with you, you can pour it in the boat or whatever, mix it up, and you're good to go right there.
Yeah. That's what you're talking about.
So you can pre-make it or you can bring it with you, whatever your preference is.
Okay. So have you learned a lot, Rob?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, I'm eating beef jerky most time on tournament, so I'm doing good. That part's good.
See, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
beef
good
jerky's
except
good.
Yep.
I'm good except for the cookies.
Well, nothing you can do about that unless you're gonna not use sugar, which you can't,
Yep.
Or you could use
you
Splenda.
can.
Yep.
Splenda's good. Splenda is the only one I recommend out of all of the other ones.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, try it. See if you, or have someone else make it and not tell you there it's in there, and see if you notice a difference.
Oh.
Yeah, because sometimes if you tell someone what's in it, they'll already have think it's gross.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So yeah, have someone else make it and not tell you, and see if you notice a difference.
My wife's a baker, so
I
can't tell her that's bad.
Well, no, of course not, because sugar, I mean, if she's a baker, sugar is yummy. I mean, I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
But do it in moderation.
Everything in moderation. Same thing with food. Like I told you guys earlier, diets, don't believe in them. They don't work. They're garbage. Everything in moderation. I mean, you got your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, your snacks in between. As long as you're eating everything in moderation, not, giant triple stack Big Macs and gross, nasty food, high in sodium, all that stuff. You always want to have high proteins, low sodium, especially as you get older with your blood pressure, things like that. You don't want that to skyrocket. Being fit, exercising can help lower that as well. There's a lot of benefits to it. Actually, even helps you prevent osteoporosis. There's so many. I could go on for hours about the benefits from, especially strength training with weights. Yeah. Definitely.
All right. Well, now that we found out how great my snack is for me, let's get into one of the things that I avoided all my life, and let's talk about strength training.
Okay.
I've grown up. I graduated. I was 5'6", 106 pounds. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was a tiny thing. And my basketball coach would always tell me to get in the gym. And my reply to him was, people with a lot of muscle lose flexibility. You don't want me to do that. Well,
total answer.
Even though and he got a chuckle out of it, but no, being on a boat for 8-10 hours is tough on your entire body.
Oh yeah. Oh, I noticed that. I know my husband used to be one of the top pro paintball players in the world, and I've seen him. I mean, he's done some crazy stuff on the field, and when he came back from some of these tournaments, he was in worse shape than these actual using your entire body, throwing your body on, the ground, on bunkers, on this and that, getting shot. He's been in worse shape mentally and physically after a bass tournament than paintball, which I was shocked, absolutely shocked, because I didn't realize how much went into it. I'm thinking, oh, great, he's just standing there with a pole like this. But no, when I saw it, I realized, like, oh my God, these guys, they're athletes. I mean, real athletes. But strength training, everybody gets scared of, especially women, because they think, well, I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I don't want to get bulky and muscular. It's not how it works. It's definitely not how it works. Strength training, I believe in strength training way more than body weight or cardio. I mean, cardio's excellent. Cardio's great for weight loss, but so is strength training. So a great tip here is strength training if you're trying to lose weight. Say if you do 40 minutes of strength training, doesn't have to be a lot of weight, just, do what you do. You're actually burning more calories for at least an hour or two after you stop. Cardio, if you do, let's say, the elliptical or treadmill for 40 minutes, you're only burning calories during that time. So you're continually burning calories more doing strength training, plus you're actually hitting the muscles that you want to. With cardio, you're not. You're just running or, losing a little bit of weight here or there. My favorite for especially newbies, like new clients, if you're new to strength training, I love HIIT strength training. So HIIT workouts is similar to cardio, but it's when your heart rate goes up to a certain point and goes down and up and down, which helps you lose weight better than going straight cardio, doing the same pace for a certain amount of time. You can do that by itself, which is excellent with body weight as starting out. And then you can also, use weights as well. With HIIT, I only suggest people using between 3 pounds up to 12, depending on your ability. So someone like me, I use 12 or 15 pounds for HIIT. Someone new, I would definitely suggest 3 or 5 pounds, because you're doing these certain workouts with weights in your hands. They also have, I have them, weighted ankle weights that go around your ankles. They also have ones that go around your wrists that are 3 pounds. So you don't have to hold something, you're just gripping it. So if you're doing, like, let's say, jumping jack, you're adding that extra 3 pounds, and it's helping your muscles as well. So I do love incorporating weights with HIIT because it helps burn fat and it helps with growing muscle as well. So there's so many different things out there that people are like, oh, again, women don't want to get bulky. I've been working out for years. I'm not bulky. I'm toned. I'm right where I want to be. My husband told me if I get any bigger, it'll be bad. So I'm not going to, but, there's a lot to learn, and strength training, again, unlike cardio, it helps with your heart. It helps with your mind, concentration, especially with you guys on the boats. Concentration's huge. And strength training with the endorphins that go into your brain, the happy spot in your brain, it really helps, as well as, like I said, your bone density. It helps with that. It helps with your heart. It helps with everything, unlike just doing straight cardio. Weights are always an excellent way to work out, whether it's 5 pounds or 60 pounds. The other important thing too, especially for men, because they think, oh, I have to lift really, I have to lift, 80 pounds. Untrue. If you're lifting, let's say 50 pounds, but your form is incorrect, you're wasting your time. So it's better to go down in weight and to do it correctly, because you're going to see results faster than using a higher weight. So form is also extremely important.
Yes. Now, when I first met my wife, we used to go work out. Okay. And then we'd go to across the street to Denny's and get a bunch of greasy foods.
Oops. Oops.
So you kind of level it out there, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, yeah. You said, your body's still burning after, 2 hours. So
it is.
Burn that food.
Oh, yeah. That's true. I mean, I remember when I was little, I would go to, gymnastics, and then after, my dad would take me to Burger King. I was young, but still, Yeah. But I get it.
It's not the ideal thing.
It's not. Something like smoothies or, a high protein dinner like chicken, beans are excellent. Steak, things like that. High protein after a great workout is always good. And if you're on the go, they like things like muscle milks are excellent. All those type of drinks are really good for you as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I used to remember school secretaries. I always used to work in the school system, and they'd have a Diet Coke and a Snicker. I'm like, what's this? Well, one equals out the other. They both even out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh God, they're so wrong.
I know. I just shook my head when. Oh, okay, I see you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can cheat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I do.
David Archibald says bruised ribs after Okeechobee.
Oh God.
I can relate. I had bruised ribs in the regional at Eufaula on day 1, and I had to fish day 2. That was not fun, but I made it. I survived.
He was in really bad shape after that because he didn't eat well. He didn't eat well before he went. He didn't prepare well. He didn't bring the right snacks on board. Sleep is also a really huge thing. Another thing with strength training that's very important to mention is with strength training, you fall asleep faster, you stay asleep longer, and you get a better sleep, which is very good for you guys because I know sleep is important, especially after, I know how much Dave and his, one of his friends, how they practice, how long they practice. So he doesn't get to sleep as much as he should. So you want really good quality sleep and strength training. I've noticed even with myself, I've slept a hell of a lot better in the past 2 years than I did before.
Nice. Can't beat that.
Fish Her says, good evening all. Thank you. And this show is brought to you by Fish Her. They joined our team this year and we're promoting them a little more than we have. So are there any stretches or anything that you would recommend for fishermen? Because the biggest thing I hear complaint is like tennis elbow.
Oh God, I've had that. And unfortunately, tennis elbow never goes away. So you have to almost baby it. I don't have it on me, but I use a KT tape, and I used to have to tape my arm up here, and then I'd have a strap around. It was because of overuse of the same muscle. So I did this when I was working out in the gym, overdoing it with my biceps. So what a lot of people don't know too is when you are strength training using weights, you're making little tiny tears in your muscles, which is a good thing. But you don't want to do, let's say, biceps every single day. You need to do another muscle group the next day, whether it be shoulders, triceps, whatever it is, because you have to give your muscles a little bit of time to heal. And when you do that, they grow if you do it the right way. You know what I mean? I can get way more technical into it, but I'm not going to. But but that is where a lot of tennis elbow comes in. So you want to baby it. You want to physical train. Have a little physical therapy after. I've had to do that. If it gets really bad, and you definitely want to lower your weight if you are using weights, because tennis elbow sucks. But there's no real stretch for tennis elbow. It's really just your typical, regular stretching. You can look on YouTube and look up any type of, stretching. But there are millions of stretches. And the thing is everybody and every body is different. So if someone has a knee problem, you can't do this stretch. If somebody has this, you can't do that. So it's really personal for every individual person on what flexibility or what, you want to do for yourself. Definitely. There's no one size fits all for training, for stretching, for anything. It's extremely individualized for everything.
Okay.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Now, for us who are middle-aged and above, who've not been working out on a regular basis, who've been eating cookies, where do you suggest we start?
I would start body weight, hit exercises first.
Okay.
I would start out 3 to 4 days a week. You can start out at 20 minutes, see how your body goes. Depending on if you're a morning or night person, like right now, my daughter's starting out and she is a freshman in high school. So in the morning when she wakes up, I have her do, like 20 jumping jacks just to get her body going. And it gives her a little happiness, a little happy endorphins in her head, because she feels like she accomplished something. And then at the end of the day, I give her, a 25 to 35 minute workout. I'm trying to work her up. So you definitely want to work yourself up, but in a slow way, because you do not want to injure yourself. You don't start out picking up a 40-pound dumbbell. You just go as your body tells you to, and you really have to listen to your body. You know what I mean? Mind-muscle connection is huge. So that's something that takes a lot of time and really good concentration. It's almost like in a weird way, meditation. So if you're trying to, for a woman, for instance, if you're trying to really lose weight in your inner thighs and you're doing squats, you want to really concentrate on the muscles, your inner thigh muscles, and as you're squatting and squeezing them together or doing whatever workout you are doing, or biceps or whatever, mind muscle connection is absolutely crucial once you really get going, because you'll start seeing results even faster. And the other thing is, there is no choosing where you lose weight. Like my daughter goes, I just want to lose my belly weight. She doesn't even have any, but she's a teenager. But you can't choose where you're going to lose it. Your body's going to lose it where it's going to lose it when it wants to lose it. And unfortunately, generally, the last place to lose it is your stomach. I don't know why. It's just always how the body works.
Absolutely. Now, I just started kayaking over summer, and it's been pretty good. Is there anything, paddling all day? And it's been pretty good. I mean, I've done better than I thought I'd do. Yeah, it's pretty hardcore sometimes. But
it is.
Another thing,
yeah. Go ahead.
And everything I do that I've had to do the last few years is I have physically, after an hour or two, I used to go all day, not eat or drink anything, just fish. But I forced myself, sit down, have some beef jerky and water, and because I noticed, start wearing down, getting slower. So
yeah, your stamina goes, everything. Yeah. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that, because was it not this past Christmas, the Christmas before, my husband bought me a paddleboard. I've always wanted one. So it kind of reminds me of fishing in a little bit, and I'll explain why. So this past summer, I used it, and you can kneel. I never. Are you kidding me? I didn't kneel, but you stand up and you got the paddle and you go through sometimes a little bit where it's really, really windy. And it kind of reminded me, when David talks about these really horrible, weather, I don't know, a storm they're going through during a tournament where it's really choppy, and these boats, obviously your bass boats are flat, you need really good stability. You need really good core strength, leg strength to, hold on. And it's very similar to kayaking and paddleboarding. You have to really, engage your core, engage your legs, make sure everything's strong, and you really have to concentrate on what you're doing. So it is similar in a way, if that makes sense. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I forgot about that. Yeah. But oh God, I love paddleboarding. It's so much fun.
Yeah. They are a blast.
Oh yeah.
All right. What's your thoughts on using a Bosu ball?
You mean a Bosu ball?
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Love Bosu balls. So there's two different kinds. I have one that it's really big, and it's like a half dome. Yep. It's excellent for physical therapy. It's excellent for leg strength, arm strength, but you have to have some type of balance, and you don't want to do it as a beginner, because it's it's kind of squishy. It's almost like pretend you have like a round ball and you cut it in half.
Yep.
It's flat, but it's a lot bigger. And they also have ones where they're Bosu XLs. So they're a little bit smaller and they come in a 2-pack. So you can, use those as a little bit leverage on your feet if you're doing squats, things like that. I absolutely love those. And my husband did actually use the Bosu ball when he was nursing his knee back from surgery as well. Because again, muscle memory after, he healed a bit during physical therapy, he was using that as well. But those are awesome. Absolutely awesome. I love those things. And for the women out there, it's a stupid name. I hate it, but it's called the Magic Circle. So it looks like this, and it has a lot of resistance. This is very good for total body, inner thigh. No weights involved, but it is also considered strength training. So these little things, they come in 2 different sizes. Obviously, I have a small one because I'm tiny. But this thing has changed my inner thighs for the better. It is hard to use. I can't get my husband to use it, obviously. But for the women out there, this thing is amazing. And you can use it for total body as well. Another excellent thing, if you don't really want to use the weights, or if you're a runner, or you like the elliptical, one thing I use a lot is I have a weighted vest. This is 8 pounds, and you strap it on you very tightly. You go through your HIIT workouts or running or whatever you want to do, and it adds that extra weight on you without having to hold a dumbbell or do anything with weights if you don't want to hold something. But this thing, you do a 30-minute HIIT workout with this, oh, you're going to be hurting. It's excellent. Absolutely excellent. These little tools that they've come out with are really amazing. And they keep it interesting because sometimes, working out can get boring.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes. We have a question or question. Barking Ruger says, the wife and I use them with medicine balls and we play catch. Works the hell out of our core. Same thing with practicing casting in the yard. Do it on the Bosu ball.
Yep. So that must be a brand. I thought you were talking about the Bosu ball, a different one. But yeah, I have the medicine ball too. I have the 10-pound one. It looks like a basketball and it's weighted. I also have one that has handles too. It's a 6-pound one. But yeah, you can do a lot of slams with it. You can do it with your spouse or friend or whatever, and do that for core workouts. That's another excellent way for core workouts, for arms, anything. That's another really, really good tool too. I have one of those and I love it.
Sweet.
No, it's just big. It's like cumbersome. So I don't use it as much because I'm smaller, but definitely, actually, that's a great thing for Dave and I to do. I'm glad he brought that up.
There you
Getting him moving a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Small water charters says hello.
Hey, Small.
Hi.
So before the show, you said the most important thing is your core.
Yes. 100%.
For the fishermen, because of all the action and everything like that. Are there some exercises or anything you would suggest for that?
Again, everything is really individualized, but I mean, honestly, crunches done the right way. Again, form is absolutely everything. Crunches, sit-ups, there's a million of them, but I will show you guys this. This is something they have in women's and in men's. It's on Amazon. It's cheap. And you can use this for home. You can use this for the gym. It's actually it's backwards, but this is the woman's one. It's the Women's Health Big Book of Exercises. And they have a men's version too. This is one of the best books I ever bought. As a beginner, even advanced, it still teaches me some things because it gives you an exercise for everything. So if you're looking for abs, it gives you something to do in the gym with a machine, or, at home with actually the medicine ball as well is another good tool. Same thing with the weights. There's a lot of different ab exercises, oblique exercises. Hell, even having little 5-pound dumbbells in your hand and doing side to side works your obliques. But you always want to make sure whenever you're doing any workout, I don't care if it's your biceps, your legs, make sure your core is always engaged and tight. Because regardless of doing arms or anything, your core is always working. So you're always working your core, even though it's secondary to if you're doing a bicep curl or something like that. You always want to always keep that thing tight. It also actually helps with your balance, which I know is extremely important on a bass boat. And very good for, let me see, what's my husband call them? Oh, I forget. He just got one too. Oh, Jesus Christ, I forget the name of it. They're on the bass boat. You guys look oh, Dave, tell me what they're called. Same thing with like phones. You guys, everyone's like this now with their phones. So your posture is very bad. So
the forward facing sonar.
Yes. So always looking down. So you always want to make sure, that your form is correct again by standing up, making sure your back is straight, level, everything. Because everyone, even kids now, scoliosis is worse than it's ever been. Because of phones, computers, hell, I'm even guilty of it as well. They even have something out there for people that are having trouble. It's a brace you actually can wear that helps you push your shoulders back to have good posture. Because good posture is also going to help you with stability on a boat too. If you don't have good posture, you're not going to have good stability. You have to have good posture.
Yep.
Oh, live stream. That's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep. And if you don't have good posture, you're going swimming. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Now, was that from experience?
Nope. I saw somebody going to drink. Wasn't me, luckily. Not yet. Not yet.
No.
Tomorrow's guest is on.
Yep.
Latanya Blanding says fitness and fishing go together.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Very, very, very much so. Actually, a lot of the, the top pros are in very good shape.
Oh, yeah.
Very good shape. Of course, I don't know their names, so. What was I going to say? Of course, did I put it? Since I'm not a fishing person, I don't know the guys' names, but yeah, a lot of the, top anglers in the past few years, if you look at them, they are extremely fit.
Yeah.
People like Corey and Chris Johnson, Jordan Lee, Jacob Wheeler, they're all in excellent shape. And, if you look at them, they're in excellent shape. So that kind of tells you something. Fitness and fishing definitely go together without a doubt. Because you have to have the stamina to stand on your feet all day long. You have to be able to, have your feet planted when you get a fish. You got to do the right thing and, wheel it or whatever the hell you guys do, pull it back. You definitely need to be in shape 100%, especially in rough waters, going 75 miles an hour on a bass boat. You definitely want to be strong.
Yeah, and do as much traveling as they do. I mean, it's unreal how much travel they do.
I know.
So does anybody have any questions for Leah? Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I got a son just got into football. He's a freshman, and he's already skinny and he's trying to work up. Now, any young like 15, like your daughter, 15, 16, any tips for the younger folks that just kind of getting into it and starting out?
Yeah, have him start out again with lighter weights, just having him do like football. Squats are excellent. All kinds of different squats. Suitcase squats. You can look all these up, but like suitcase squats, prisoner squats. It sounds funny, but there's a lot of different ones. Lunges, tons of things. And make sure he has little weights in his hands too, to really build up, his leg strength, upper body strength too, bicep curls, shoulder presses. There are so many different things he can do. The Arnold press is going to be excellent for football. And you really want your core really strong for that too, because when you're running after someone and you nail them, you want to have a strong core.
Absolutely.
I'm tired just talking to you.
You need to work out.
You're not kidding.
That's on my list. That's my New Year's list. Number one.
Now mine is trying to stay healthy.
Well, that's part of it. That's part of it. Yeah.
But when your face smashes into a boat, that kind of doesn't help either. But.
Yep.
No. But if your core was stronger, it might not smash into a boat.
Oh, good point.
Well, we hit a wave and it threw me. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It happened.
But
little excuse there. All right. I'll give that one to you.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so we covered food, fitness. Main thing is the core. Anything else you could think of, Rob?
What do you think about walking, running? Is kind of mix that in with your workouts, or?
So you can. The only thing I say with running, if you're gonna run, make sure it's on, a school track or something with a little traction, because it's not good for your knees, especially if you're an avid runner. I have a friend who's an avid runner. His knees are destroyed from years and years of, doing the same thing. So yeah, running's great. But again, make sure you're doing it on something appropriate, like a school track or something like that. Yeah, I would definitely. And walking is always, always good, especially speed walking. Walking with the weighted vest on is always good. You're doing something low key, but yet you have a vest on you. So, and you're just walking, which burns more calories, and you just think you're walking.
Did a little more resistance on you.
Yeah, there's a lot of small things you can do that make a big difference in the end, as long as you're doing it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
And your favorite fan says, what are the what mental and psychological benefits are there with fitness? It's from David.
Of course it is. So, well, we all know, okay, like when you eat cookies, you feel great, like, you're happy, your endorphins, all that. Same thing with fitness. After you've completed a great workout, you feel great about yourself. You feel good. And that is an actual chemical reaction that goes to that happy spot in your brain and tells your endorphin, your brain, good job, great. And so you keep going on, you keep doing it, and it does actually help you change your mental status to, you become more happier of a person as well. A lot of psychological things too. It decreases stress as well. Makes your heart healthier. There's just so many different things that fitness really can do. It's really, truly amazing. Actually, I had high blood pressure. I don't know why. Maybe because I have 3 kids, but a few years back, I had high blood pressure from my age, which was unusual. And after working out a lot more, this was years ago, it went down without drugs or anything like that. So it definitely, there's a lot of different things that it can help with.
Excellent. Now I know I got a couple of young nephews and nieces, and they're in high school and they're trying to figure out what they want to do. And I got a couple of them want to be kind of trainers, kind of what you do. What kind of advice you want to give maybe some high schoolers kind of looking at getting more into training or getting into that field?
So, there's a lot of great like books out there, like the one I showed you. Honestly, too, looking up really good on YouTube, surprisingly, looking up really a great trainer that I learned a lot from, Caroline Gervin, an Australian personal trainer. She explains a lot about form, doing it correctly, even if you have to slow down, as long as you're doing it correctly, you're doing better than if you were doing the same pace as she was, or I would do. But yeah, if they want to go in the same field, a lot of studying. I am telling you, the NASM CPT test is the hardest test in the country to pass. It's a 3-hour test. It is insane. The book is like this thick with like 800 pages. It's crazy. It's really crazy. But make sure you do your homework too. There's a lot of less expensive personal training companies out there, and you will find them at the gym working. Like the one place you don't want to work as a personal trainer is at the gym. We call that the place where personal trainers' careers die. Because when I was going to the gym, I would notice every month there's a new person there and a new person there and a new person there because their credentials were terrible. They weren't as, the great word to say here. I don't want to be mean, but like there are certain companies like NASM, and there is another one. I think it's ISSP or it's one of those. Those I think they're the top two, and then they have ACE is not really the best one. You just you basically you're gonna want to go a little more expensive for something like that if it's gonna be your career, definitely. Yeah. You have to be CPR certified. If you go on your own, you have to be AED defibrillator certified. You also have to buy one. You're going to have insurance if you're going to go private. The other parts off this, the branches off personal training and nutrition as well, is working with doctors, like a bariatric surgeon, for instance, loves nutritionists, personal trainers, because people who have just had bariatric surgery, they need to relearn how to eat well. They have to learn how to work out because they've never done it before. Also, even just regular doctors, have sent, people off to nutritionists. And I remember last summer, I have a friend who said, my doctor had me talk to this nutritionist, and all she gave me was a couple ideas. But the thing is a good personal trainer and a good nutritionist is going to ask you a lot of questions. Your weight, your measurements, what you eat, what you do in a day, how much activity you do. Have you ever worked out before? What do you do for work? There are a ton of questions that you're asked before you're even given any type of nutrition advice or personal training tips or anything like that, or training workouts, things like that, because you're liable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Definitely. So you want to make sure you do it the right way. But it's an awesome field to be in if you truly, truly love it.
Absolutely.
Yep. LaTanya Blanding says, I was going to get...
it.
Good advice. Hey, you helped that young lady out. So
yeah,
spot on. Now we do have a good friend. I got a good friend of mine. He just went through ACL surgery, and he's just about over the physical therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's doing good. He's had a schedule. Anything kind of when he gets released, he needs to kind of focus on, maybe anything particular you'd maybe suggest to him?
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely gonna want to. I'm sure with physical therapy, he's done a lot of the stretching and flexibility things. I would just have him stay on body weight for now. Walking is probably really good for him. Some squats, some lunges, but very light. Once he feels like they call it when you reach fail. That means like your muscles, you're done. You can't do anymore, or you're gonna injure yourself. So if he feels like he's getting to that point, especially with surgery, you want to stop before you hit fail. Like for instance, when I had my appendix out, I made sure that I stopped before I hit that because I don't want to prolong my, recovery. So yeah, I mean, squats, lunges are always excellent. Even just like have your legs in a straddle, overhead stretches. There's so many different things that he could do. But yeah, squats are definitely one of my favorite things, as well as lunges. And if he in a couple months, if he wants to get a little crazy, Bulgarian lunges. So that's basically when you have one foot on the ground and your other foot is up on something, about, I don't know, 2 feet high, and you're lunging from there. So you're basically working on one leg at a time. It's hard, but it's really good. And that's actually really good for boaters as well, because you need strong legs for that too.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
Oh, it's intense. It hurts like hell.
Daniel says, "What's up, Rob and John? Can't stay long. Loving the show. Appreciate it, sir."
Daniel.
Thank you.
All right.
Anything else from you, Rob?
No, I think you covered it, man. I've learned a lot from you, and I appreciate the advice. And I say, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you're doing great and doing something you enjoy to do. So, I mean, it makes it easy to talk about.
Yep, I love it. And if anybody has any questions, send me a message. And like I said, everything is personal for every individual. So everything was just kind of random and kind of an overview. So if anyone has any specific questions about their own body or their own issues, feel free to send me a Facebook message, and I'll be happy to help you out, answer you any way I can.
I appreciate that. That's great.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't think of anything else, but since my wife is a baker, what is your favorite homemade cookie?
Oh, God.
If you had a cheat day.
I say I love sugar cookies, like with the sugar on it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's
my
best.
favorite.
Oh yeah, those are so good.
And when they're this big and soft.
Oh yeah. You know what though? I actually like them a little bit burnt. If I know that's weird, but a little bit crispy I like too. Those are good too.
Cajun.
Oh yeah.
All right, Leah. Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate it. I learned a bunch, and for anyone out there, I would start young. Don't let your body go like I did.
Yep.
Don't. You're right.
It don't take long. No. It don't take long.
No,
it doesn't.
It takes twice as long to get back.
Exactly. And after the age of 60, you do start losing a lot more bone density. So even if you start now, just a little bit of strength training, you're going to keep away osteoporosis. You're going to build up more muscle density. So, keep it up. And I mean, I've seen 75-year-old women doing shows and they look gross. I'm sorry, they look kind of gross, but they're in shape and they're happy. And I'm sure their bones are great, but you can do it and keep it up forever.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Guy Crump says amen on health. Yeah,
definitely.
The nutrition aspect of it is as important, if not more important, than the exercise.
It is, especially here in the States, which, I really wish the States would look at the UK more like Red 40 and a lot of these additives that are not necessary. Like if you notice, like Fruit Loops in Europe, they don't have a red one. I have a special needs son that, I don't let him have like Doritos because there's Red 40 in it or certain things because it has an adverse effect to children's health and, even adult health as well. So, learning ingredients, learning what's in your foods is extremely important. Like keeping your sodium at a minimum. Sodium causes bloating for women, if they didn't know that. So keep your sodium low. No woman likes to feel bloated. So yeah, there's just tons and tons of information out there. But like I said, I would definitely look into this book. It's on Amazon. It's cheap, and you'll learn a ton from it. I'll show you guys it one more time for anyone that's new. They have the men's one too, the men's or women's health big book of exercises.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Leah.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, you take care, and we'll talk again.
All right. I hope so.
I appreciate you. Good info.
Bye.
All right. See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. That was a lot.
Yes.
Good info.
I can't believe. I mean, I looked up and it was like 49 minutes. I'm like, wow.
Oh, I know. And I said it's obvious she has a passion for what she does, and that's awesome.
Yep, it is. Tomorrow we have LaTanya Blanding on. She's a co-angler. She's going to be fishing the, I believe it's the Toyota Series in the South.
Wow, that's tough. But hey, hats off to that young lady. That's great.
So, anything else tonight, Rob?
No, just hope. I know we kind of thawed out a little bit in Kentucky today, but we got some cold coming through. So hope everybody stays warm and safe out there. And we appreciate everybody tuning in and giving likes, even if you can just stop in like Daniel just for a few minutes and check it out. And you always catch the replay on our YouTube. So appreciate you all.
All right. And thank you, folks, for tuning in, like Rob said. And go ahead and give us a like and watch us again.
Absolutely.
All right. So what's Ozzy say?
We love you all.